Daniel see. He described the king. Go into meditation a little bit. Just get a visual as I begin to break this down, so you can understand it a little more. Daniel saw it as fire. John the Revelator saw him as fire. Ezekiel saw him as fire. Who was Daniel in the Bible? To give you a little bit more breakdown. Daniel was a young Jewish honorable noble. To me, he was very honorable. He was a teenager who was taken into exile. I mean, he was captive. He was taken into exile along with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were taken captive from Jerusalem by the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar, and that was in 605 BC. The book of Daniel is a very interesting book itself. Daniel not only saw this one vision, Daniel saw several visions. Daniel saw the end time. Daniel saw wars that have not even taken place yet. So it's a very interesting book to read. In the Bible, the word exile means to be forced to leave your home and live in a strange land. It's almost like a physical punishment that puts one in a spiritual state of being away from God. Daniel was given the Babylonian name Belteshazzar. That's his Babylonian name. He was always faithful to God. He served foreign kings. He saw several apocalyptic visions, as well as seeing the vision of the glorious king. He became high-ranking in political power by interpreting royal dreams. He survived the lion den. He was not considered just a prophet. He was considered a greater prophet with an excellent spirit. Daniel was one of those in the Bible that was said to have an excellent spirit. I'm interested to do a teaching on that myself. He was said to have an excellent spirit. My God. Daniel, out of all the vision he had, he recorded his final vision by the Tigris River. There Daniel had an inspiring, a divine encounter, a divine visitation with a glorious man, the king. The prophet Daniel, use your imagination, and you can trigger back from the teaching you had with Ezekiel. Just kind of use your imagination in that as we talk about what he saw. It's not as long as Ezekiel, it's very short. The teaching is very short with Daniel and John the Revelator. The prophet Daniel sees something very magnificent. That means it was extremely beautiful, grand, very impressive. He was stunning, radiant, looking very grand. Oh, I'm sorry about that. This is Uber. I didn't know my thing was on. He was very grand, hit that pause when it looked like two, like the equal sign, and then after you can pick it back up. Let me turn my volume off here. I didn't think it would ring until I turned off all my notifications. Hallelujah. And sometimes even when you turn off your sound, okay, I got it now for sure. I do apologize for that. But the king, he was very stunning, very impressive, very beautiful. I mean, the way Daniel described him, he said he was very magnificent. Again, we don't keep the king in a box. He called him the glorious man. Glorious. And he said, and there was in the terrifying vision of a heavenly being by the Tigris River. He said the bigger he saw, he talked about the glorious man that he saw, this figure that Daniel saw. He saw the glorious man dressed in linen. Linen is like a strong, lightweight fabric. It's lightweight fabric, but very strong. With a belt of gold, a body like topaz. Topaz is like gleaming, bright, glowing, magnificent. Like the bearer of stone. His face shined bright, like flashing lightning. Flaming torch eyes, eyes of fire. Like fire were coming out of his eyes. While I am breaking this down to you and describing to you this figure, after I break this down, especially in Revelation, you ought to know what the Son of Man looked like. Eyes of fire.